available on Nessun as well. Ountae Campbell and I catch up with our good friend Lou Merloni, and of course we ask about the Baseball Hall of Fame, but you know we had to ask him about the Red Sox offseason. We're still waiting on some more moves. Lou will tell us what he thinks the team is going to do. Check out Boston Has Entered the Chat. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else you get your podcast. All right, here we go. Hold my banner time. Bow, bow, bow. More fire, more fire, more fire. Travis Thomas here, rolling with you, my co-host. Thank you, per usual. And you know, we're not alone. We have the walking, talking, triple-double himself, Ountae Campbell, in the building. What's up, player?
What's up, 2Ts? How you doing today, bro?
I'm good, man. You know my intros. I always got to bring you in with that fire.
Yeah, you always bring the fire, and the Celtics have been bringing the fire on this West Coast trip. I've been loving watching these basketball games. They've been close every single night, and it's been special to watch it, man. So I'm just glad that we're actually playing some good teams for once.
Man, you ain't never told no lie. West Coast swing, back-to-backs. You got everything you need. The stars on both ends of the floor. You're right about that, but I want to ask you, we're talking about stars. Because we will talk Celtics here. But my God, is there a brighter star in the basketball world right now than SGA? Did you see? He dropped 54 on the Jazz.
Finally. We've been asking for it. Where has this been at? He's finally got a 50-point game. He was hooping. You know the internet's talking about how many free throws he was shooting and all that type of stuff. Well, we ain't worried about that over here. He was getting buckets. That's what we call that. Buckets.
He hooping. What's his game to you? Because I hear the people complain on free throws, blah, blah. They did the same thing with James Harden, remember?
Yeah.
And I think when I watch him, Harden almost, I felt like, I hate to say this, but you know I'm a hater of James Harden. I felt like he almost manipulated the rules.
Right.
I don't get that from SGA. I think SGA's game's just smooth as all hell.
I wouldn't say foul baiting. Yeah, with James Harden, it's more foul baiting. With SGA, it's just pure, you can't guard me.
Yes.
I got to get fouled because you can't guard me. And I love that about SGA's game. His mid-range game, his finishing, his ability to shoot the three as well this year has really stepped up. So guys got to foul him just because he's a pure bucket getter.
No doubt. All right, so Ountae, I'll bring you back later in the program. You know the drill. I'm sure we'll play some game that I'll be terrible at. So we'll hear from you later. But I want to start here because any chance I get to pat myself on the back, to toot my own horn, I'm going to do it because I told you on the last Hold My Banner how this Clippers-Celtics game would play out, and I'll be doggone if I didn't almost nail this thing right down to the score. Take a look. Slow and slow type of game. The Celtics, we know, can beat you however you want it. You want to get into a track meet and you're just running up and down, trading threes. That's how they really want to play anyways. No problem. They can beat you there. You know, high scoring. But if you want to get low and slow, they can do that too. And that's what the Clippers do. You know, tough game on the road against a viable Clippers team. I'll take Celtics 109-103. Defense wins the night. To be fair, first of all, call me Trav Stradamus. Secondly, although that score wasn't exactly what happened, if you go back to regulation, I was real close. I didn't see overtime coming. I didn't see it. I thought, as you saw, defensive game, tough, low and slow, physical. That's what it was. But here's something I didn't predict, and I don't think any of us could. I had no idea that the champs would struggle with the Clippers JV squad. I'm looking right now at the injury list going into this game for the Clippers. I mean, Harden's out, Kawhi's out, Zubac, Norman Powell, Chris Dunn, Nick Batum. They're all out. I didn't know any of I watch the NBA every night. I didn't know half the players on the Clippers. So, although I nearly predicted that score, right, at least in regulation, how in the hell do you allow Clippers JV to take you to overtime and damn near win that game? In the end, I calmed down because it was late. I was turned up. It was late, but I calmed down because we saw what we always see. Tatum, Brown, Derek White, steady hands, steadied the ship, closed it out, got it done. But there are some concerning patterns here that we're all seeing with the Celtics team. Yet again, another late game blunder from this team. How many times do we have to see this? They were up 7 late in this game. Couldn't close them out. JV Clippers couldn't close them out. Clippers come back, force overtime. Again, the stars, Tatum Brown, Derek White, they help you close it, and everyone takes a breath. Whew. But my God, how many times do we have to continue to see these late game blunders? It drove me nuts. I want to give a shout out to Jaden Springer too, because defensively, I mean, my boy was a monster, which really, I think that's who he is, and we all know that. Struggles at time offensively, but in this game against the Clippers in particular that I'm talking about, he did it on the defensive end, and we got to give him credit, hit a bunch of clutch shots down the stretch for the Celtics team to help them close that Clippers game out. So good on him. Now let's turn the page to tomorrow afternoon, NBA Finals rematch against the Mavs. Let's see if I can correctly, Trav Stradamus style, predict this one. Look, the Mavs have been playing crappy lately. Let's call it what it is. They have injury issues as well. We know Luka's been out. But Kyrie, just like we talked about SGA at the top of the show, maybe not on that level, but Kyrie has been hooping. He's been balling. So my gut in this one is Kyrie's going to get his. We know Celtics, Mavs, Kyrie, Celtics. It's always a storyline. He hasn't played great against the Celtics, but I think in this game he's going to cook. My gut says the Celtics come in probably knowing that and saying, let's shut down the rest of these losers. Let's shut down the role players in this. Kyrie can do whatever he wants. He can go off, but we're going to win this game by shutting down the support staff. I'll go Mavs 111, Celtics 117. And I promise you this, if I get it right, we will be showing you this clip. All right, let's go on to the Jimmy Butler drum. I mean, I am so over this stuff. Heat suspend Jimmy Butler 2 games after he missed a team flight. This is a Shams tweet. I mean, yet again, we're suspending Jimmy Butler, what now? Second time in the last 3 weeks? What are we doing? I mean, we're watching a real-life chess match play out. We're watching, this is like Game of Thrones stuff. Let's attack this from every angle, okay? First, Jimmy has publicly said, I want to play for the Phoenix Suns. Well, we all know damn well the Suns don't have the assets to acquire Jimmy Butler. The Suns are a mess themselves with so many stars in the fold and not enough basketballs in the gym. But credit to the Suns. Acquiring 3 first-round picks from the Jazz. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. So clearly they're making the moves. They're making the chess moves here to get a Jimmy Butler. Okay, fine. But you still are going to need a third team likely. And by the way, probably the biggest elephant in the room, you're going to need Bradley Beal to get rid of that damn trade clause. No trade clause. He's going to have to agree with where he goes. He's publicly said the Bucks, but much like the Suns, I don't know how they're going to make that work. They don't have anything. What are you going to give me? Chris Middleton? Some Funyuns? A Code Red Mountain Dew? I'm not interested. So I don't know how that's going to play out per se. You need a third team, and you need Bradley Beal to waive the no trade clause. Good luck. Good luck. As far as Jimmy Butler goes, this is sad. I've always liked Jimmy. Even when he's been prickly, we'll call it, moody at other places, at other stops in his career, we always kind of defended Jimmy, right? Like, remember he said Ben Simmons was soft. Was he wrong? I mean, where's the lie? He was right. We always defended him. Cat, he doesn't play hard enough. He needs to lock in more. He's distracted. He's kind of soft. Well, I mean, now we're seeing a tougher Cat, but Jimmy called that out years ago. I think he was right. But this Jimmy Butler we're getting now, I can't get behind it. I mean, you're such a pain in the arse. You've been suspended this many times. 2025 just started. Like, we don't have enough issues. Now Jimmy Butler's upset. Like, come on, bro. I don't like the pouting, the refusing to sort of play by the Heat's rules. I don't like that from Jimmy. The big one in this, though, is Pat Riley. This is where I'm the most disappointed. I think it's time, and I think this Jimmy Butler saga, I think Pat Riley's going to retire at the end of the season. I do. And I would understand it. And by the way, if I were Pat Riley, I'd do the same damn thing. I mean, what are we doing here, Riles? Think of his brand for all these years, decades. This is NBA royalty. Toughness, no nonsense. I mean, demanding respect. Just his presence, his aura alone, his swag. That's Pat Riley. That's NBA royalty. But Jimmy Butler is kind of making him look bad. Think about this. Since LeBron left the Heatles, what has Pat Riley done? Well, you got to give him credit for Jimmy Butler and Bam. Kudos, tip of the cap. You made it to 2 NBA finals with them, but you lost both. When you lost both, it felt like they just need one more star. Kind of like the Heatles, right? Remember it was 3? They just need one more piece. How can Miami not get a 3rd star? Jimmy and Bam need one more guy. I'm not even saying superstar. I'm not saying Giannis. I'm just saying they need another guy to help. Take a little pressure off Jimmy scoring, right? Couldn't get it. And they've tried for years. Pat Riley has publicly said, we're going to get another star here and titles are going to come back. No, it hasn't. No, you haven't. Where are the results? So, okay, kudos to you for Jimmy and Bam. That was a nice pivot after the Heatles, but no championships. And if you had likely brought in another star, you'd at least have one, wouldn't you? You would have won the bubble. Could have beat Jokic. You would have got one of them. Riles, unable to do that. Now you have Jimmy rocking the boat like this. I do not think this is a good look for Pat Riley. So how does all this play out? Here's my prediction. I think most of us can agree all these things are likely going to happen. By hook or crook, okay, hell or high water, the Suns are going to figure out a way. And Jimmy Butler's going to shoehorn his way to Phoenix. It just feels inevitable. I don't know how it's going to be done, but clearly the Suns are setting themselves up to get this done, and Jimmy has said, that's where I want to be. Okay, fine. So Jimmy finds a way to get to Phoenix. I don't know what happens with Bradley Beal, and I don't really care because I think he's a loser, okay? But Pat Riley also is going to retire. I think if he goes out after this season, sets Miami up for the rebuild, because that's really what they need. Get as many picks as you can. I know the Heat have publicly said we need players to help us win now, and we need – stop. You're not beating the Celtics, okay? You're not beating the Cavs. You're not beating the Knicks. Who are they beating in the East in a 7-game series? It ain't happening. I think Pat Riley is going to go ahead and finally hit that reset button, set the Heat up for the future, and then gracefully bow out. There's no legacy damaged here. No one's going to remember the spat and the beef between Jimmy and Riles at the end. Who gives a rat's patootie? But if he hangs on too long and he's trying to just rebuild on the fly and we're close. No, you're not, Riles. That could hurt his legacy at the end. So my gut is Jimmy gets his way. The Suns are happy. Riles rides off into the sunset with his legacy intact. And by the way, I mean, if I had a drink, I'd cheers all of us. Because if we're just going to face the facts here, the Celtics, they broke this version of the Miami Heat. They ruined them. Now, I could hear a Heat fan saying, well, we beat you up for how long? Yeah, you did. And guess what it did? Helped forge a champion. But when the Celtics finally, just like we saw this with Jordan and the Bad Boys Pistons, remember? Finally, when the Celtics pushed back and those young guys you used to pick on, Tatum and Brown, grew up and the bully bullied you. Oh, what did you do? Folded like a house of cards. I think this is the end of Pat Riley and the Heat, and we can thank our champion, Boston Celtics, for all of that. Want the latest on the Patriots and the NFL? We'll tell you what Mike Vrabel and the Pats should do with the 4th pick in the NFL draft. Travis Hunter, excuse me, On Nesson's Football Podcast, Foxborough Rush. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else podcasts are found. All right, let's bring him back in, Ountae Campbell, and we'll get the skinny on what he thinks of my opening rant because I always see him taking notes.
Yeah, I was taking copious notes.
I saw it.
Copious notes. I want to start out with Celtics at Clippers. Look,
Okay.
Here's my thing. First of all, fantastic basketball to watch.
It was.
Because you know me.
I do.
And I love petty hoops. And now, if anybody remembers what was going on this summer as Jaylen Brown was celebrating the championship, he was parading around with Kaiser Gondrzak, making songs, rapping. He was doing all the things, right? And in this song, he was taking slick shots at Kevin Porter Jr. saying, I would never put my hands on her, or whatever he said in the song. They had their bout. KPJ went overseas. He came back, blah, blah, blah. Now he's back in the NBA playing in a Clippers jersey. Travis already told you, all of those Clippers sat out.
Yes.
And so who gets the opportunity to play like he was playing back when he was on the Rockets, when they didn't have anybody else on the team as well? Kevin Porter Jr.
Yep.
And the bout from jump. I mean, JB was going right at him from the beginning of the game. He was asking for the ball back after JB scored on him. Hey, I need that back. I need to go right back at this dude. I need to go right back at this dude. And man, did he. The first half of the game was just these two dudes. I mean, I even seen Tyronn Lue telling dudes, hey, clear out.
Clear out.
Let him cook.
Hey, bro. Hey.
And
is there anything more embarrassing than to clear out and then you cook somebody?
Man, it was lovely to watch. So I was excited to watch that bout. KPJ had a great game. JB had a great game. So shout out to them for just giving us good, healthy competition. No fights. No arguing.
Would you call it petty what?
Petty hoops. Just petty hoops. You know what I'm saying? But Clippers, congratulations to you guys for even being in that game.
Facts.
Celtics, I need to talk to y'all for a second.
Oh, man. Okay.
You want to understand why everybody is getting upset at you and saying on the internet about how you're not this and you're not that and Tatum's not this and JB's not that and Mazzulla ain't this and everybody ain't that. Go down to the last play in regulation. The second to last play, actually. I'll start there. The play where DJJ got the layup to tie the game up and take the game to overtime. First of all, Joe Mazzulla, you are screaming and hollering.
What's his deal?
For a timeout.
Yeah.
In a ref's face.
He almost pushed the ref.
Right. Then you get the timeout. And you draw up a play so that Jaylen Brown can catch the ball in the left corner.
Yeah.
And receive a trap.
Yeah.
Where he has already struggled over the last couple of games with his ball security at the end of games. He's struggled with his left hand over his career, which has gotten way, way better.
Yeah.
And that's the play that we draw up. So, of course, what does he do? Turn the ball over. Now, after that, Tatum, you want to be MVP. You want to do all of this stuff. You're yapping and yelling about how you should be this and you're this tough Celtics superstar.
I'm not soft.
I agree with you. But you know what is tough about being a superstar is? When your boy turns the ball over, you got to pick him up.
That's right.
What did you do when that turnover happened? You're jogging. You're halfway in between. You see Peyton Pritchard on the island with DJJ, a 6'8", long arm, 40-inch vertical, athletic beast.
Get him.
Running down the court. And you're jogging back?
Yeah.
You talk about Kobe. You talk about the moment when you dunked on Braun. What would Braun have done in that situation? He would have got back and sent it off the glass. Instead, you're watching and you're wincing. Looking to the bench,
complaining to the ref.
Mazzulla, what are we going to do?
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I know.
So then you get the opportunity to win the game. And what does Mazzulla draw up again?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yep.
But now it's Tatum's turn.
Yep.
Same corner. Left corner. Asking for the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. And he barely can turn around. When does this play?
Facts.
You're playing against the G League Clippers.
Right.
San Diego Clippers.
Who
basically.
were these people?
You're playing against the G League. I mean, I saw Kobe Brown out there getting major minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Major minutes.
Yeah.
Cooking. Eating.
Terrible.
And this is what we're drawing up. I thought it was disrespectful, but you got it. You won. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Shout out to Jaden Springer for doing what he did.
He did.
Shout out, like I said, JB had a great game.
Derek
Tatum
White
had a great game.
Yep.
But those are the moments. That's the difference between winning and losing, which I thought that you guys already knew.
Facts.
But no urgency right now from this Celtics team, and that's why everybody's a little worried. I'm not worried. I still think they're going to repeat.
I do too.
I still think they're going to repeat.
Thunder. I'm coming around to seeing your Thunder finals. So I think Celtics Thunder. I'm coming around to that.
I still think the Celtics are going to repeat.
I do too.
But if you're wondering why everybody's questioning why you could repeat or all this other stuff,
that's why.
It's because of the energy and the decision making that you're having to close out games when you guys have played a lot of minutes over your career.
That's right.
You're vets now. You should be understanding how to win these games, and the fans should be upset that you're not giving your full effort 24/7.
Do you think some of that is personality based? Here's what I mean.
Okay.
Just stay with me. This is a kind of a theory. But so we, for years, have talked about how Jaylen Brown's quiet, Jason Tatum's quiet. And remember, it was for years, who's the alpha, right? That's played out. They're champions now. But I will say this. At the end of games, one of my theories of the late game blunders per se.
Yes.
And you brought Joe Mazzulla into this. Joe Mazzulla is the alpha of this team. Okay?
Yes, he is.
It almost feels to me, you've been in these huddles when coaches are drawing up plays, so I'll defer to you here.
Yeah.
But what it looks like from the outside looking in is these guys are leaning on Joe Mazzulla's whiteboard, drawing up these plays.
Yeah.
And there is no one in that huddle that just says, Michael Jordan style, just give me the damn ball.
Right.
Just give me the ball, get the hell out of the way, get me the rock, I got us.
Yeah.
We saw Jaylen Brown do it in the finals, really throughout the playoffs.
Yeah.
But is that consistent? We haven't really seen that this season, and we've never saw that from Tatum per se.
Well,
Are they too, I guess maybe my theory is they're too dependent late game on Joe Mazzulla, who doesn't have the experience necessary yet of drawing up these kind of plays in late game. Is that fair or am I tripping?
Well, I mean, it's fair, but I'm looking at it, right, and I say, okay, you have 4.8 or whatever they had left on the clock.
Yes.
On that last play. Game's tied at this point. It is what it is. We move on past that, right? And what did we get? We got a Tatum 3. We're tied.
Right.
So my thing is maybe some guys are saying, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We want these opportunities. Well, what does Joe do? He's a analytics nerd.
He is.
He's going to say, well, the analytics are saying this is what you are in these moments. So we playing team ball.
Yeah.
If you get a look, take it, of course.
Yeah.
But if you don't, run the play and do what we do.
Yeah.
So like I said, I pointed out 2 instances. We got a Tatum half 3 tied, and we got a Jaylen Brown turnover to end regulation. So what makes you say, okay, hey, let's get these 2 dudes the ball and say, get out the way, be ready to shoot, but otherwise, this me. Nothing. So, I mean, it is what it is. Now, I need to talk about Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
And I got to divulge. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a while. We're going to be here for a second.
Oh, you got receipts. I can see you looking at your laptop.
We going to divulge and get all the way into where this started.
Petty hoops right here, baby. This is petty.
Petty hoops. So, really, from our perspective, this all started when Jimmy Butler lost to the Celtics.
Right.
And he went on to say on this video saying, if I was playing, Boston would be at home.
Yeah.
New York damn sure would be at home. Josh Hart, I mean, come on, man.
Didn't Pat Riley tell him to shut up about this?
Right. So then that's exactly where we're going. So Pat Riley comes out and says, if you're not on the court playing, you should keep your mouth shut in a press conference a couple months later, talking about Jimmy Butler trolling the Celtics, right?
Pat Riley's right.
So then after that, we got now the Heat were open to trading Jimmy Butler from Shams. You remember we talked about this. There was reports that Shams was not getting this correct, and the Heat eventually ended up coming out and saying, we don't know. Jimmy Butler declined to speak to media on that day that news came out. That was December 10th. I remember the day like it was yesterday. And then the Heat came out and gave this statement essentially saying, hey, we don't usually comment on rumors, But we get the opportunity to say something about this one because it's a distraction to our team. But we're making it clear we are not trading Jimmy Butler. This was on December 23rd, so a couple of days before Christmas. Then they had the opportunity to let Jimmy keep playing. Jimmy, after a game, got asked if he could get his joy back from playing with the Miami Heat, and he said probably not. So now everybody's like, oh, is Jimmy going to get traded? Is he not going to get traded? The tweets are going to keep coming because then finally he came out and again Shams doubled down and said Jimmy Butler would like to be traded from the Miami Heat.
Wow.
After that, they ended up suspending Jimmy Butler for these trades. Obviously, it was brought up that he kind of missed some team flights, detrimental conduct to the team.
Being a pain in the arse.
All of that stuff. Keeping it going, Jimmy Butler reportedly skipped out on shoot-arounds and requested to fly on private planes away from his teammates. This was ended up being for his 7-game suspension. And then we keep it going. Miami Heat have received multiple offers for Jimmy Butler, but Pat Riley wanted to sit on him. He was like, Jimmy,
that was a mistake.
You're gonna have to wait on my time. This is the Godfather, and we do things on my terms.
Mistake.
Then Jimmy Butler sat in a meeting with Pat Riley and said, I want to be traded. I will not re-sign here. A new deal with Miami. Get me out of here. He came out of suspension. Essentially, reportedly, he got fed up with Miami because they signed Josh Richardson. They signed Thomas Bryant.
I covered Thomas Bryant in Washington. Trash.
And he was like, these are the dudes that you're bringing to help me, as you talked about, Travis.
Yep.
They were supposed to get a star, and this is what they brought.
Trash.
Josh Richardson and Thomas Bryant. And then this summer, there was an issue with the payments. So Jimmy was upset about that. Supposedly an accounting error had left him without a paycheck for 10 days.
Mess up the commas, yeah.
I know you and me, Travis, we like our money in hand immediately.
Come on, I need that cash, baby.
So after that, Jimmy Butler ended up coming back and playing for the Miami Heat, and he got to start for the Miami Heat, which was pretty short-lived. Yeah. He doubled down, telling Pat Riley, I want to be traded. Make sure that you trade. I understand that we are out of this suspension period, but I do not want to be in a Miami Heat jersey for much longer. And then
look at this.
The other night, he played in Phoenix-colored shoes.
Petty hoops.
And then we get the news, once again, from Shams, that he is being suspended again for another 2 games, Travis. Another 2 games.
That boy can't get right.
And then he's been missing out on $3.1 million this year, and he's on the final year of his contract here with the Miami Heat.
Jeez, man, you broke that down.
Man, that was a long, long time coming.
I need a cigarette.
But that was everything that has led us up to this moment. And as you were talking, I was scrolling Twitter, waiting to see if Shams was going to tell us that this man is getting traded because it seems imminent. Travis, why is this taking so long?
Well, this is Riley's fault, which is why I went in on him on the rant. But I will say this, in all fairness, and I'm certainly not calling the Heat a dynasty. But in my lifetime, I'm a little older than you, Tay.
Yes.
In my lifetime, everything that has crushed dynasties has been this kind of stuff. It's been ego. It's been the male damn ego. We have too much testosterone and don't know what to do with it. Think about Jera and Jimmy Johnson. They were beefing about who deserves more credit. I mean, right here in our backyard. Is it Bill? Is it Tom? Who cares? You're winning titles, right?
Right.
Like, this stuff's been happening forever. Michael Jordan against the front office. He took everybody on in the front office. Broke that up. I mean, it happens all the time, bro. And again, I'm not saying the Heat are a dynasty, but this is the kind of situation where they had a good thing going. They needed one more star. They're a piece away. There's always someone available at the deadline. Pat Riley has failed in that department.
He has.
And eventually, egos get involved. Jimmy runs off at the mouth, which is what Jimmy does.
Yes.
Pat Riley tells him to shut up.
Yeah.
Right?
Does, yep.
Now we have beef. Yep. This has happened time and time again. We've seen it in music with bands. We've seen it in sports. We've seen it in marriages. It's just feelings get hurt, egos get involved, and everything goes to shack. Like it's all hell in a handbasket. So that's what's happening. I'm not letting Jimmy off the hook. I told you I'm disappointed in how he's acted.
Yeah.
This is Riley's fault, bro. This is Pat Riley's fault.
It is Pat Riley's fault because in the summer, they knew there was smoke, right? And what they always say, where there's smoke, there's fire. They knew there was smoke. And they should have got him out then before he was going to do all the antics. And I sat here on this show the last time we talked about Jimmy Butler. And you told me, if I'm Pat Riley, I just send him to a trash team.
Yeah,
I told you, Travis, no trash team is going to want to trade for him because they know that he is for all the antics. I mean, everyone's been talking about, I divulged it, how you keep missing flights and shoot-arounds and all this other stuff. It's been blasted on Twitter. I've seen it a million times. And what did he do again? He said, all right, I'm going to not show up to another flight because y'all are taking too long. Get me out of Miami. Get me to one of my preferred destinations, and we're just going to have this bout. I, as a very, very stubborn person, when I want to be, know exactly how this is going to go because I have bouts with my parents who also can be very stubborn people. And I know when you come to a head, two stubborn people, it's going to take a long time to figure it out, but somebody's got to give. And in this situation, I agree with you. I think it's Pat Riley.
Yeah, I do too. And by the way, Jimmy's going to get his way. He's going to end up in Phoenix. But you want to talk about petty hoops? I mean, you're going to NBA Siberia, brother. I'm sending you to Utah or Toronto or the Wizards. I don't give a damn what Jimmy.
When is this happening, though? Can I ask you that, and then we'll move on? When is this happening?
Well, I think Riles wanted to wait till the deadline and wanted Jimmy to play and be Jimmy and then get the best you can. But that's all gone to crap, which is why I said he should have traded him months ago. It's already too late. I think any minute now, as you said, it could be before the end of the taping of this damn podcast. But that's neither here nor there. Either way, this is an ugly divorce that's imminent and going to happen any minute now. Want to hear all about Boston sports? Check out Nesson's Daily Sports Podcast. Boston has entered the chat. You can enter the conversation by tweeting at us using the hashtag NessonChat or email the chat@nesson.com. Boston has entered the chat is available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else podcasts are found. All right, Ountae, I'm getting word here that it's not a game that I'm going to be bad at for once. It's Wicked or Kick It.
Wicked or Kick It.
If you're just joining us for the first time, first of all, welcome. Secondly, Wicked or Kick It is where we judge NBA player drip and we make fun of them, which would be Kick It. Or we say, you know what? Wicked. Self-explanatory. Break it down.
All right, so first up, we got Chris Paul. So now our viewers know that, Chris Paul and the Spurs have had an opportunity to go to France and play against the Pacers.
What the hell?
Chris Paul wore this a day before the game or so.
This?
He's out there. Shout out to League Fits for this photo. And shout out to a couple other people. Who is that? Trey Shot You, on Instagram for this photo as well. Travis, how do you feel about this?
First of all, our esteemed director, Janet, can you please take this full? What in the hell what is this? What's going on? What in the Minecraft?
Man. What you know about Minecraft? The kids on Minecraft, Travis?
What in the Tetris is this? Chris Paul, dog, you got to dress your age, player.
Yeah.
Like, me and Ountae talk about this a lot. Tay and I dress differently.
Yes, we do.
Because Tay is what you call a young Thundercat.
Okay.
Tay could pull this off. I am what you call seasoned.
Yes, very.
I ain't old. I'm seasoned.
Yes.
So I dress seasoned. Yes. You got to put some Lowrys on me. I can't step out with this. Yo, CP3, man, your wife looks fantastic. And she clearly did not help you with your outfit. Like, She came out the room and you're like, oh, baby, you look great. And you were telling the truth. What she said to you was, thank you, and kept it moving. You know what she didn't say? Baby, you look great too. This outfit is trash. I'm kicking it back to Minecraft. I'm kicking it back to Tetris. I'm kicking it back to the pixelation where it belongs. This is terrible.
Yeah, you're right. You know what this fit reminds me of with all of those stripes on it? It reminds me of when I was a kid at Chuck E. Cheese and you had those like bungee straps that you would fall through layers on. That's exactly what this fit looks like from Chris Paul. I'm not rocking with it at all. I'm with you, Travis. He kind of looks like Coach Prime in this one. He looks like, play my darn
but Prime, okay, hold on. Prime would have a solid color jumpsuit. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Prime would be clean. Prime dresses his age. He may add a jumpsuit, but it's like a black or a white joint. This is stupid. This is dumb.
But I'm really pointing towards that almost bald head that he's got
relax.
up there.
Just relax.
And those sunglasses.
Just relax.
Look, Chris Paul, I love you as a player. You played decent in your first game in Paris. But, yeah, this one is a kick it all the way.
Doubt.
I got to give it like you scored 3 points. I'm going to give you a 3.1 out of this.
No doubt. This is terrible. Who's next?
Yeah, next we got Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
Yeah, this one is actually from Martin Luther King Day. This is the fit that he wore in Memphis. Shout out to League Fits for this one as well.
Yeah.
Travis, what do you think of this fit for him?
I don't love it, but he's dressing his age in a throwback way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, this really kind of feels 90s, or like I'm getting almost like Run DMC.
Okay.
Like late Run DMC though, not early. Not Walk This Way, Run DMC. I'm getting like Down with the King, like early 90s, late 80s, John. I'm getting almost early Busta Rhymes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When Busta was talking about rah rah like a dungeon dragon, like that, like early Bus, late Run DMC.
Yeah.
So for that, I do appreciate it because that's my era anyway. But I mean, it's kind of lazy a little. Like I feel like Anthony Edwards, even though this is so his personality, I'm looking forward to his glow up. Okay. I'm looking forward to Anthony Edwards. He puts his foot in his mouth sometimes. He does. We've seen some immature things from him. Not that he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And then he dresses like this still. I can't wait until Ant sort of steps into that grown man. Okay. You know what I'm talking about? Where he played like a grown ass man. Don't get me wrong. Right. But I'm waiting for his style glow up, but I'm not gonna diss him here. I'll go Wicked, even though this is kind of on the fence for me.
Yeah.
But because it's a throwback to my era of rappers, I'll give him a Wicked here.
Okay, I'm going a little bit later on. I saw more of a 2000s vibe. I was telling you off camera, when I came in this morning, I was listening to some black boy bands I was, coming in. And, this one reminds me of that baby, turn around and let me see that sexy body go. Bah, bah, bah. No diddy. But anyways, I like this fit because of that as well. It's giving me those bad boys, B2K vibes, whatever, so I'm going to go Wicked on this one as well. I'm going to give it like an 8.4. 8.4. I like this one. I like the white on white. He usually wears a bummy fit, so I gotta give him credit on this one.
All right, fair enough. Who we got next?
All right, so next we got your boy.
I love Wemby.
Wembanyama.
I love Wemby.
He's out there in France showing off for his country. He's doing a great job. Shout out to League Fits, by the way, and Trace shot you once again for this photo. Travis, what do you think about this one?
Well, you talking about boy bands. I mean, this is pretty damn. I'm getting Motown feel it back again. But because I love Wemby, that brother could show up in a trash bag. Guess what? Wicked. We ain't seen nothing like him. That tall with the ying ying. And he could dunk on you, he could block, he could hee.
Man.
Wemby, dog. Wicked. I don't give a damn what you put up here unless he's bucket ass knuckhead.
Hey.
I'm putting Wicked for Wemby.
Hey, I'm going to give him Wicked too, just based off the stat line. Against the Pacers, he had 30 points.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
11 rebounds, 6 dimes, 5 blocks. I mean, what more can you ask for from this dude? You know what I'm saying? So this is a Wicked fit. Once again, he's following that LeBron motto, wearing the Louis V because he knows he's the next face of the NBA like LeBron.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? He's got the Louis V sports jacket, varsity jacket up on the top, keeping it real sleek with the black pants on the bottom, black shoes, black bag with the green and white. I mean, he looks like money. He's wearing green like money. He was getting buckets. His shot looked money. This one is a Wicked.
All right.
Wemby, you get a 9.5. 8.1 for
you
this
go.
one because it's hard to style a 7-footer.
We love you, Wemby. Then he ate a mean croissant after the game.
Croissant.
From Simone Biles to Caitlin Clark to all the top stories in sports, we've got you covered on Nesson's Women in Sports podcast, Respect Her Game. You can find it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else you get your podcasts. All right, Tay, a lot of MVP talk.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about him at the top of the show.
Yeah.
Feels like it's SGA's to lose, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I want to know who you got. We're about halfway through.
Yeah.
And I want to know 5-1. We can go band for band.
All right.
And see who you got as your top NBA MVP leaders.
I'm going to let you down here in terms of time of this segment because I think it's over. I think unless the guy gets hurt, it's going to be SGA, spoiler alert.
Okay.
But if we're going 5-1,
okay,
5, I'll go the guy we just talked about. I mean, I'm sorry, bro. I think Wemby, I wonder who's going to win more MVPs in their career, Wemby or Jokic. And guess who has a head start? And I still would probably bet on Wemby. I'm not going to lie. This dude, you can't find a bigger fan. I don't give a rat's patootie about the Spurs. I almost wish he played somewhere else.
Yeah.
But damn it, man. Like, I watch so many Spurs games. I love this kid. I think, damn it, I'm doing it right now.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
He's my favorite player in the league.
Oh, favorite player in the league? It makes sense because you're crazy putting him in the top 5. I mean, top 5 MVP already.
We've never seen anything like it.
I don't care what we see.
Ountae, he's not winning enough.
Yeah.
But that's going to come. That's going to come.
You got to watch the full collection of these Wemby games. And don't get me wrong, he has a large impact on winning for the Spurs. But better than 5 other of these dudes that I'm going to list off, he's not in my top 5. Spoiler alert. I'll let you know right now.
He's mine.
He's not in my top 5.
Who's your 5?
5, I got Cat.
All right.
I'm going to pay respect to Cat. He should be a little bit higher in this, but the Knicks have been struggling a little bit. But he's the best player on one of the best teams. I got to give him 5. 4, you're going to be shocked.
Who?
Jason Tatum.
I'm not shocked.
He's
I'm not
4
shocked.
for me.
That's fine.
The Celtics haven't been winning. Like I told you,
Yeah.
There's opportunities that he has to show, hey, this is my team. I'm going to carry us and help us get through these moments. Has he been playing bad? No, I'm not saying he's been playing bad. But he's not doing the extra lift that an MVP should be doing right now. So he's my 4. What about you?
I'm not shocked. I'm going to go Jokic here at 4, which I know you're going to say, why do you have him at 4? He should be higher. I think there's some MVP fatigue with him. But to be fair, you could make an argument back in the day, Jordan should have won it every year, and he didn't win as many as he should. I think with Jokic, the numbers, the dominance, he literally could win this every year, but I think people are tired of it. For 3, I'm going to go Tatum. That's why I didn't push back too much with him at 4. We're around the same place.
We're flip-flopping.
Yeah, best player on a championship team, the most consistent this season on a championship team. So I have Tatum there. Who do you have at 3?
So, I got Jokic at 3. So that's why I told
we're
you,
right there.
We're flip-flopping.
Right.
My issue is that he's almost averaging a triple-double again.
Yeah.
30.
That's what he does.
13, 9.9
That's what he
assists.
does.
It's Jokic. I mean, his team has been terrible. We've been talking about it. You jumped off the bandwagon with how bad the Denver Nuggets have been this season.
Yes.
And it hasn't been because of them. And now they're 4th in the Western Conference. We've been giving credit to the Memphis Grizzlies, credit to the Rockets.
Yep.
We need to show the Nuggets a little bit more love and a little bit more grace. Yeah. And it has nothing to do with anybody besides him and Russell Westbrook. Simple as that.
2, I'm going Giannis. As much as I love Wemby, I think Giannis is the best player in the league. Both ends of the floor.
Yeah.
Unstoppable either way.
Yeah.
Defensively, he can shut anyone down. Offensively, forget it. I'll go Giannis 2 here. They just don't win enough.
100% with you on Giannis. Our 1 and 2 are going to be the exact same because both of these dudes deserve that kind of notoriety.
That's right.
4 seed once again for the Milwaukee Bucks after a historically bad start.
Yeah.
It's all because of Giannis. His shooting had to slow down. His numbers are coming down a little bit in January, which is why I don't have him a little bit higher.
Yes.
I think the gap is much larger. I think SGA has a lot of space in between him and Giannis
Me too.
because of January. But I will say the only reason that's happening is because his team is finally making shots. So shout out to the Bucks for finally making shots, playing a little bit better as we here in January so far, and that's why Giannis is at my 2, SGA at 1. I won't waste too much time. Best player, best team. 50 points, like Travis has said. He's leading the NBA and getting buckets. He's doing it on the defensive end as well.
Leader.
He's a leader. He's doing all the things. He has aura. We know this is a narrative-based award. He has aura. So I'm giving it to SGA halfway through the season.
It just feels like his time.
Yes.
He's going to get MVP. I think he'll get a title, not this season. We both like the Celtics, but I think it's coming for him. It's just his time right now. All right, let's do what we always do. Let's go league pass games that we're both going to watch. Where are you going with this one?
Oh, man, Travis, look, the league pass games have been tough for me to watch. I've been watching. I mean, because there's just been so many good ones. Like, it's been hard for me to pick which one, especially with NBA rivalry week, which it is this week. I'm going to give you Rockets at Cavaliers because game one was great. I believe you told us to watch Rockets at Cavaliers game one. It was great. DG ended up choking off the game. Darius Garland, Cavs fans, blame him. Don't blame me. It is what it is. Two team and fan bases that hate me, but I want to watch you guys play. I watched that game. I watched the Cavaliers blow that game. I watched Tari Eason almost blow that game for the Rockets, but it's going to be a good one. It ended at 109, 108. I expect more of the same in this one. This one's going to be great.
Hey, listen, C's Mavericks Saturday afternoon, and then after that, you can watch this game. I'm all over the Kings at the Knicks. Sabonis right now, DeRozan right now are crazy. They are balling out of their minds. And the Knicks at home at MSG is always must-see TV. I can't wait till those teams clash. So I'm going to go Celtics, Mavs during the day. Boom! Nighttime, give me a little Kings in MSG. Ountae, you know we love you. We appreciate your contributions to the program.
Yes, sir.
Per usual. And I'm going to try to land this plane for us, my friend. I want to end with this.
Go ahead.
For the first time in my life, I agree with Draymond Green. Ever. I mean, Jordan Poole recently asked about Golden State. You still have friends out there, man? You still cool with everyone out there? Yeah. Quote, Jordan Poole says, I have love for most of the guys over there. Who do you think he's talking about? Of course he's talking about Draymond, who knocked him out. Draymond comes out, very mature of him. We know he's a hothead. No, he stays cool. He said, you know what? Jordan's right. I apologize back then. I'll own this shot he just took at me right now, and I will apologize again. Very big of him. He was on Baron Davis's podcast. He goes on to say, but Jordan, brother, I mean, how many times do I have to apologize? We all have to move on here. And I thought, you know what? Draymond's right, bro. Like, that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? When he punched out Jordan Poole. And all of us at the time said it was wrong. There was no one defending Draymond for that. Yes, he's the enforcer. Yes, he's the tough guy. Yes, he can be a bully. Yes, he is crazy. But you can't do that. All of us said that. We were all on Jordan Poole's side. Draymond apologized time and time and time again, and he's still being asked about it. And he still apologizes time and time again. But Draymond's right. We need to move on now, bro. Relax. Take it easy. How come you're not holding yourself accountable, Jordan Poole? I mean, you have every opportunity. Being traded to Washington, that should be your franchise. You should be balling. You should be leading. They should be winning more games. But the proof is in the pudding, isn't it? I'm from that DMV area. I grew up there. I covered as a professional the Wizards forever, as well as being a fan as a kid. And you know what I'm hearing from all my peeps back home? Jordan Poole's not a leader, Trav. You know where we see Jordan Poole all the time? The clubs with us. Drinking, hanging out. Like, bro, you have such a unique opportunity. You got out of Golden State. You wanted all the money. You wanted to be the man. Bruh, you got an opportunity to do that in a great city with a fan base dying for a winning product that they haven't had in feels like forever. John Wall couldn't stay healthy. Bradley Beal wasn't really the guy. And I don't think Jordan Poole is either. I think Jordan Poole, instead of continually to take shots at Draymond and talk about Golden State, yeah, I got love for those guys. Bro, you got to let that go. You need to heal. You need to heal. We saw the black eye heal, but we need internal healing from Jordan Poole. And let's lock in and focus on your trash franchise that's asking you, begging you, doing anything they can to put you in the position to be successful. And what do? You continue to let them down. I'm hearing you're out more than you're in the gym, bro. As far as Draymond goes, not only do I appreciate his maturity and how he handled this, and he continues to handle it. He'll probably be asked about this the rest of his career, maybe the rest of his life. I hope not, but that's the reality, right? We all saw the video. We know what happened. Draymond continues to handle it with grace, continues to handle it with maturity, and say what you want about him. Because as I've said, I have been critical of this dude his whole career, it feels like. I can't stand Draymond. However, one thing you can't take away from him, he has been a leader on a dynasty for his entire career. No one, even his biggest haters, can take that away from Draymond Green. And I can't take it away from him now. I never thought I agree with him. I never thought I'd be on his team defending him. Yet here I am. Jordan Poole, your proof is in the pudding in D.C. It ain't much to see there. And Draymond, his legacy as a leader is already set for life. All right, that's going to do it for us here on Hold My Banner. Special thanks to Ountae Campbell, the walking, talking triple-double. And thank you to you for rolling with us per usual. Travis Thomas, Ountae Campbell, deuces!